everybody and welcome to this week's Tune In Tuesday. This week we've got something super exciting in store for you all. We're joined by BBC Spotlight and we've come back down to Watergate Bay beach to address some of the problems we've seen in the past. So let's go have a look and see what we can find. So we've all seen on this beach before how bad the microplastic issue gets. As we've just seen there are hundreds of nurdles all over this beach. So we have various ways of removing these from the beach. We've got the sieve bags, and now I'm just going to show you a really simple way to remove a lot of plastics with a lot less effort. So as you can see here, there are loads and loads of different bits of plastics on top of the sand. So if I can scrape them off, scoop them up and chuck them in this bucket, we can then add them to another bucket over there in water, and the plastics will float and the sand will sink. Okay guys, so as I said, we are joined by BBC Spotlight today, and I have with me now Johnny Rutherford, a presenter for BBC Spotlight. And Johnny and his family actually took on a challenge to go plastic free for a whole week. So Johnny, I just want to ask you now, what was the easiest thing that you and your family gave up that was plastic?
Our easiest thing was we decided to make bread. That was the easiest thing. It was really easy just to get one of these bread makers, and the kids enjoyed actually making the bread, putting it in the machine and letting it rise, and the smell in the house was just terrific.
Wow. And I bet that was a whole big family thing for you to do together, something really great for you to do.
We made lots of different things, yogurts and so on, but it was really good to educate the kids on in fact they were telling me as well about what you can do and what you can save, and easy ways to top tips like make sure you take a bag out with you when you go out, and only use one water bottle, don't be buying lots of water.
It's the simple things, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really easy. But tell me, what are you doing here?
Okay, well I'm going to pass this over to you and I'll show you. So here, in this bucket we have a mixture of sand and plastics we've just got off the beach, and here we have some seawater. So, because most plastics float at some point in their lifetime in the sea, we should see here the plastics coming out of the sand and on the top of the water.
Floating to the top,
That's exactly right. So it's all of these plastics you wouldn't usually really see because they're in amongst the sand and they're tiny, tiny pieces. But now that it's separated, you can see that there's actually a really, really large amount of plastics that go unnoticed. Okay, so finally what we want to do is remove the plastics from the water. So if I just scoop this top layer off, we begin to see the plastics.
Oh yeah.
And just how many there are. It's just awful. So now I'm just going to show you what I was talking about when I mentioned sieve bags earlier. If you've joined us on a beach clean before, you will have seen us use these, and they're really, really quite simple. I have one just here, and these are made out of one of our amazing volunteers called Jo down on Constantine. She made these out of her old net curtains. So as you can see, it's basically just a really fine sieve bag, so we can scoop up the sand with the plastics in, give it a shake and get left with the plastics. So we just scoop it up, put it in, and then give it a shake so all the sand comes out, and we are left with plastics. On one of our previous previous Tune In Tuesday videos on Watergate Bay Beach, we explored these rocks, hunting for fishing gear that gets trapped and entangled underneath the rocks. Well, if you'd have seen those videos, you would see that usually we take away about 3 big bin bags full of fishing gear. Well, today I've just gone over those rocks again, and I'm so pleased to say that I've only managed to find this much plastic, a dog poo bag, some fishing stuff and a flip-flop. It's a good sign that the beach cleaning and the 2-minute beach clean stations are truly working. So what a day we've had down on Watergate Bay Beach with the sun shining, and also joined by the BBC Spotlight team, which was absolutely incredible. We had a look at 2 ways of getting microplastics off the beach, and we also had a look and see if we could find any more rope in the rocks. Luckily we didn't find any of this big stuff. So we just need to say a massive thank you to the people that donated on our crowdfunder campaign recently for the Nurdle trommels. We now have enough for 2, so hopefully by next week's Tune In Tuesday we'll have those trommels and show you a different way of getting microplastics off the beach. That's it for this week's Tune In Tuesday episode. Just want to say thank you to you guys for tuning in and watching, and to the BBC for spending the day with us. See you next week.